See here. Okay, so we're here with Miss Sims. Miss Sims, so tell me a little bit about the company that bought your house, the representative that worked with you, and where was the house located?
Okay, it was with I got into Mr. D and Bernice. I did talk to, and she was very cordial and very nice about everything. And the
Mm-hmm.
house was in Houston, Texas, and the zip code 77022.
Oh, perfect. Gave us a zip code.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about your experience with this. What was your our first meeting like when I went to go see the house?
The representative I met with, his name was Israel, and he was very, very nice. He explained everything to me, and the house was a little bit, a little, I'd say, messed up through my grandson. But the offer price he offered, I didn't like it first, but he worked it out with me and everything. So far, I accepted that.
Good, good. Now, obviously, you didn't accept it on the first
Oh
time
no,
we
I
walked it,
didn't.
right?
No, I did not accept it the first time. I had to think about it,
Mm-hmm.
and
And tell us about that, because obviously, I always love people always think that that people have to make a decision right there and then. I think I gave you a couple of options or things, resources to look into to compare the offer, right?
yes, I did look into a realtor,
Mm-hmm.
and I know the thing about that, the house really had to be fixed up, and they came out to look at it, and we decided to fix it until I decided I didn't want that. I didn't want to put it on the market.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to rent it out. But my daughter and I was going to fix it up. You know, what was torn up, it had been fixed up, but it was torn up again.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, I decided to call Israel back. And I made a decision to see what he said again. And his offer was a little bit more than what I thought. And I went on and accepted that.
Good, good. And that's one of the things that we always love to do is educate our homeowners, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there are always different options,
Yes.
in selling a home. And I think after you looked at all those options, you just, you realize besides the number,
Yes.
right? Because I
Yes.
told you, hey, one of the things to focus on is not just the number, what other things come with the offer.
Yes.
I think, remind me again, was flexibility in the closing date important to you? Was there some wiggle room in closing date? Because at the point there was somebody living at the house, right?
Yes, it was. And you did give me a certain amount of timing for him to move out. But everything did work out well, even though, you worked well with me about that.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to really do something about that. But I appreciate your patience and what you did.
Correct, correct.
Yes.
And as far as the paperwork, working with Bernice and the closing timeline with the title company, did we make it seamless and easy for you? Did we take care of all the paperwork for you?
When the notary came out, it was just some things that I had to sign, and I really don't like signing papers. I feel like just signing my life away. But anyway, it was we got kind of stopped a little bit about my printer. I'm not technical inclined,
Okay.
and she just asked the question, did I have a printer? She didn't ask me, did I know how to work it?
Oh,
And
okay.
I told her I did have a printer. Now, if she wanted to work it, I'd have took away the printer is. But anyway, then she called up that type company back and told them the problem, and it was easily fixed. And we went on from there, and everything went well with us. And she was having a problem with her own home, and she had to kind of stop a while because somebody looked like was trying to break in her house and stuff.
Oh my goodness, I had no idea of that.
Yes.
Normally I would have been here, but
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And she had to pause a little bit and try to call her neighbor because her daughter was left at home by herself and stuff like that. But it all worked out well.
Okay, well, that's good. I'm getting all the behind the scenes here. Oh,
Yeah, but other than that, and all the paperwork and stuff, you know, they called me after she got back and turned them all in. They let me know that they have received the papers and what was going to be next, and they did that.
okay. Did you feel that you always knew what was happening each step of the way? That Bernice was good at
Oh yeah,
keeping you
between
informed?
Bernice and Diana and all of those, Diana was at the
Escrow
title,
officer.
yeah,
Uh huh.
and Bernice was at Mr. D. So between them two, no problem because anything I wanted to know, they gave me that welcome to do that column, and that's what I did.
Yes, ma'am. Now, I'd like to just mention, I think at the beginning you had, I'm just going to say, a relative or somebody that was knowledgeable of the family that made you an offer, right? And they kept saying that for one reason or another, they had their own concerns. Was I able to answer all their concerns or questions? And then we followed through and, close on the property.
Well, my daughter, I had her to oversee
Mm-hmm.
the house. And the realtor, they're my relatives. And one of them, my cousin, the lady, she's a realtor, and her husband is a
An investor.
investor. But anyway, when she told me he did go over and do the same thing that Israel did, and he looked at the property, and the inside of the house and all, and he gave us a number. And I didn't like his quote either. And I told her to just leave that alone. My daughter, just leave that alone. And I guess she got a little upset, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I had the right to make the choice. So, from what they said, I could have gotten. Now, if I was selling it, it'd have been a different thing. I would have gotten a little more if I was selling. But I am not patient enough to wait on a sale, putting it on the market. I don't know how long it'd have been there. So I went the route of investors.
Correct.
And I did have another quote from an investor, and they didn't want to have anything to do with it. That was before you and before the relatives and all them.
Okay.
But anyway, and then I called you back after that.
Okay.
And I accepted what you offered.
Okay. So obviously, were there other things that you liked about our company, about the representative, besides the number?
Well, I didn't know too much about Mr. D, but because this is my first time doing something like this here. Now, this home is a different thing, because I have it on reverse mortgage.
Correct.
But with that house, I had never heard of Mr. D. I'd never heard of investors until you called me. Somehow, I don't know how you got my number to call me. I had never called you guys, but however you got it, you called me and talked to me about it. And at first, I didn't think nothing about it. And then again, with him being in the house, and I didn't know he was going to be the way he was.
Okay.
And but all went well, and I like I like everything that happened. I liked all the people I talked to. They were very nice, and they were very informative on what was going on and what would happen and what they was going to do, and I acknowledged it and I accepted it.
Good. Good. So obviously, we followed through. We kept our word, right? We closed on the company, on the house. Did you feel in the time that you worked with us that we're a company of integrity, a company of family, or family focused?
I don't know about everyone, but I do know Israel is. I can't speak for everyone.
Correct.
But all those things, yes, it was proven good.
Good, good.
Yes.
If you had one word to describe your experience working with Mr. Deed Spice Houses, what would that one word be?
I would give someone that information of what I went through and how very kind you guys were. And I would really give them, I would say, yeah, go to Mr. D. They'll work with you and help you out as much as they can.
Good. Glad to hear it. Would you recommend this to anybody in the future?
Oh, and yes, if I find out someone wanted to do this or to sell their home, or of course, yes, I
All right.
would.
Perfect. Awesome. All right. Thank you, ma'am.